Roll call 219 here, and this video will be long, and it's in a couple of parts, this being the first one. When I made this video, it was hard to do. It was bringing back emotion that I wanted to kind of let subside for a while. After I made that video, Cindy had contacted me and told me that the doctors that she went to see wanted to talk to her. And as she was talking to the doctor, they had found out that she has breast cancer. And it's pretty aggressive for the most part. It's cancer. And it's outside of her body. That's why I didn't release the video right away, because talking with her, there's two choices. You either live and fight as hard as you can, or you just die a miserable death. That's the options she has. There's no getting around this. And the doctors have put her on a path to try and overcome this obstacle in her life. There's nothing more I can do for her at this point. And to an extent, it's sad. It's sad where this has gone. Again, I wanted to go to the doctors to confirm this, because let's just be honest, people haven't been truthful with me for quite some time. And I don't want to go down the road I just came from. Life is weird, and it's tough, and it's hard. Sometimes it's easy and fun. It's what you make it. And at this juncture in my life, I have to start over again. And I don't like it, but it's got to be done. It's an eye-opening experience when you go through what I've just come through, and then now have this laid upon you. I believe this is not my burden. I believe this is hers, and she needs to deal with it accordingly. And she needs to listen to the doctors and nobody else. And social media and all that goes by the wayside. But that's for her own decision making to take hold. I feel that the folks that watch me on YouTube, especially the folks that support me on YouTube, channel memberships, donations, coming into live chats when I had them, they're owed an explanation of why I just really stopped doing stuff for so long. And this tells you what happened. At this point, I do not have anything. I have my clothes and a couple of guns left. That's all I got. It's a sad situation to be in, but I've got no other choices like some folks in life, and I have to make decisions, make sure they're not poor decisions, and do what's best for myself at this point. Other people should take that advice and do what's best for them. But all the decision making is not going to be shared with others. It's going to be the decisions I make, and I make alone, whether poor or good. So again, I just wanted to put this before the video and tell you everything in this video is 100% truth. It's a horrible thing, but it's 100% truthful, and you can go look up this information for yourself. So please, if you're going to pay attention to this, watch the whole video. I don't think I will monetize this video at all, but it gives the explanation of why I've been absent from a lot of things on social media for the time being. But I want to again thank everybody that has supported me through this, that knows about this situation, and all my subscribers and my channel members for sure. It's a heartbreaking and devastating end to something that could have been blossomed into a utopia of opportunities. So there's the explanation of why I was kind of lacking on putting out this video. One more thing I want to say before you watch this, and I know it's getting kind of boring now here, but this video will be private, so my folks that are, in the Rohirrim and are, they're in the membership, get first look at it, and this information, when it becomes public from my own mouth, not just from what's online, is going to ruffle a lot of feathers. But those people need to understand that this needs to be said, and it needs to be put out there. And if they don't like it, too fucking bad. Roll call 219 here. As you've noticed, the channel has been really stagnant over a long course of time now. I'm still here. I'm pretty healthy for the most part. And there's been a lot of change in my life, personally. For people that have been watching this channel for, I don't know how long, since I started, since I was, involved with the old style chatting online. I've always been pretty truthful, without getting so deep into my own personal life, or if I had life experiences that was a teaching moment, you guys would always hear about it, whether it be on the shows or on other folks' shows. And the number one reason I started this channel is because I was a victim of a violent crime. I was held at gunpoint, point blank, and robbed on the street. That was a great premise to push this channel. Over the course of that time, it's developed into not only friendships, almost that could be lifelong friendships, but gain a ton of knowledge. And one of the things the government was trying to do was stifle information from you and I. And the information that I took, I put out from my findings. And if I was wrong, I always stood corrected. You guys all know this. I'm not selling you a bill of goods and then, it being a pile of rocks. Okay? This has affected my life to the point where there's going to just be dramatic changes. And I don't want to draw this video out too much, but I will fill each and every one of you first with this chat being in members only, the Rohirrim, if you're a channel member, but this will also go public, where everybody, the world, can see it, because I think it's a story that needs to be told. And unfortunately, I play a predominant role in it. Everybody knows me and Cindy have been together for quite some time. We went to school together, and then ultimately we ended up marrying each other. It was a 17-year long courtship, I would say, with some dramatic ups and some very low lows. Here recently, we did get married, and we went into an agreement to purchase a house together. We needed some help. We needed some financial backing to do that. This is during COVID. This is during the huge push when inflation first hit, where gas prices we're seeing in the countries at $7 a gallon. Here in my area, gas prices were about $6, $6.75. We were at that height in life. And it was always a concern to me because financials are always a part of everyone's lives, and it's unfortunately one of the most important things in each of our lives. So I was really skeptic, and I mentioned this before we even bought the house. We had to move from the old bad internet house because the lease was up and these people wanted to move on. It was a mutual split. We paid all our bills. Okay, so what happened here, I do not know. I will never know what happened. But the house with the range that you've seen here in previous videos the last year or so is gone. At first we thought that this was some kind of mix-up with routing numbers, which was told to me. Even a letter showed up in the mailbox that I questioned and was lied to about. Not only by Cindy, but by prominent members of her family. And it was a heartbreaking moment that this was going on for almost 2 years, that this was being hid from me. And the financial hit that I took was everything. That's another reason why you don't see anything on this channel. It's because I sold the majority of things that I own. Whether it be gold, silver, coins, you know what I'm saying, things like that, from firearms. My gun shop liked me, let's just say that. This is, again, another lesson that I've learned in life, to not trust a single person. And unfortunately, this is how it will be with my attitude towards the entire world. Starting over and being financially ruined by people that thought loved you is one of the most devastating things. It happens every day. There's a story every day about somebody's life being pretty bad. And when I mean pretty bad, but I can get through this. Moving forward has been difficult. I've talked to people. There's people here on YouTube that I've talked to. Unfortunately, some of those people were misled, lied to, a lot of denying, and ultimately found out that they had been had as well. Whether those people deal with the situation or not, I have to apologize to these people, because I was told nothing but a boatload of lies. And I even hired a private investigator, or actually just got a favor from them, because I've known them for so long, because I do right by people. I try my best as a human being to do right. I'm always honest. A lot of people that know me, have met me, went to a show, met me at a show, know I'm exactly who I am. But I don't want to keep on rambling. I just want you to understand that life is tough, and I'm taking this on the chin pretty well, for the most part. There's other people in my family that are dealing with a lot of health issues right now at the same time. This is going on at the same time. Even to the point where law enforcement has showed up to my work to find out if they can do a wellness check on these people, because there's odd things happening. Dealing with people with mental health issues and then financially losing everything because your significant other and the people around them lied to you is traumatic. I don't know if it's ever happened to you. I've seen stories about this. I've researched this. But again, I don't want to start rambling. But that's what happened. Not only that, my son was lied to. And right to his face. The relationship with my children will ever be shaken. I think in the end it'll never be broken unless I break it. And I've talked with this with my children. There's a lot on the other side of that. That I just, there's really words that I can't come up with to explain what I have just experienced. Cindy and I will always have a connection in life. But the way it was will never be. I have filed for divorce because it's public record if people start looking through stuff. If I win the lotto or something, and then create massive change in the world. Yeah, I think it's warranted. I think it's best, and it's been a learning experience where bits and pieces of this has affected my life. Growing up as a child wasn't great for Midwest parents. One's working at a steel mill, the other one's working 2 jobs at a grocery store. That's how my life was with my parents. It gets tough when these kinds of things happen. But I've been in some really, really delicate situations in my life where life or death is the choices. This is not life or death. Just a learning experience to never trust anybody. It's been humbling to see everybody reach out to me and offer support, whether it be words, financial, things like that. And being in gun culture and meeting the people in this type of environment is casted on life as, taboo, but it's really not. You can find some really, really decent people out there in life, and I've met quite a bit that have reached out to me, specifically here in my spot with the people that I now talk to. Like, it's very, very beneficial when you're honest. You pay your bills, and you really get the same treatment reciprocated to you. And unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. Not for me going forward in life. I think people should understand that I will be coarse like sandpaper, and there will be no in between with me anymore. I'm going to do stuff that I haven't either done in a while or I haven't done at all, and I'm going to start living accordingly, and it just sucks because living with someone for this long and thinking, you guys are back to back, fighting off the pressures of life in any aspect, in any category, whether it be family, financial, or jobs and things like that. You're fighting for each other. And when that bond is broken, it's just time to move. It's just time to move on. I've talked to a lot of people that have offered me a job. And here recently, just over the course of a year or so ago, during the NRA show, I was offered a fantastic job. a very, very and an amazing job, probably. I was offered a job to work at Bond Arms uh, in their Texas facility. That's something that, you know, means a lot. And when you go up to these tables and you've learned the knowledge that I've learned, and you start talking about something, and somebody looks at their product and says, wow, this guy knows a lot, and they offer you a job, and I passed on it because it just, wrong time, right thing, you know, something like that. Like, you know, you find $1 on the ground or $20. That's, you're like, oh man, I need that. Oh, you know, picking up and financially moving in that capacity is huge. Plus my kids, there's a lot of things going on with them. So it was a missed opportunity. Those opportunities, I hope, come back around. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Was talking about working for another manufacturer. Might be taking a trip. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. I'll get through this. I want to thank the people that I know on the East Coast. I want to, especially those people. The people in the Midwest, you know who they are. I just don't want to throw out names. And the people on the West Coast. I have friends and people I consider family that live all across this nation. And those people know who they are. These people are the only ones that know the situation, some in their entirety. So I just want to say, keep your head up. I'm going to keep my head up. Things will get better for the channel as I sort business out. Financially, I'm doing as well as you could do, losing everything that you had. It's okay, you know. Again, it will get better. There's things in the works that's going to take time. This is a healing process, and this is there's no more trusting, unfortunately, in my aura. I've always questioned things, but this one hits too close to home, and all that is done now. So if I come off a little rough at you, please understand. It might not be you. It might just be bitterness that I continue to taste every day I wake up. And it'll start to get, you know, flavor back to it. And I hope it does. So I don't want to go into like all these full details, because you can go to mycase.com, and if you'd like to know, I can give you the information. When this stuff happens and people think that it's settled, you have to understand the Freedom of Information Act is something that I use quite often. And unfortunately, this is how I had to learn about it. Trust in yourself. Number one. Don't become complacent, because this is what happens. You know, you have to stay on your game at this point. That's how I feel. Make precautions. You may need them one day. So please be patient with me. I hope this is a great understanding of what has happened. It's going to take some time to rebuild my life. I have nothing. But I do still have a couple of guns left that are really sentimental, that aren't going to go anywhere unless things get really bad. But I have a means to protect myself. Traded some stuff away. Got a little bit of new stuff for the situation that I am in now. You know, you have to evolve. You have to adapt. You know, like a Marine type mentality, like they're saying. You know, you have to do this. This is, you know, like when you lose everything. Like, didn't have a car either. You know, and you have that much stuff, you know, you have to give some stuff off and just get rid of your stuff, you know, and it's gonna work out one way or the other, folks. It just has to. I've been working really hard in the gun counter, just working and trying to maintain it, man. There has been cool stuff that came through the shop. You've seen a little bit of it. I think it's cool. You might not think it is, but I mean, I don't know where that goes from here on out. If I might change careers, you know, that's always a possibility. And there's been talk to a lot of people about it. So, you know, the possibilities are endless at this point. The path isn't real clear, but there's a lot of things that I now have to focus on, and I'm really focused on. And I have to do those things, or, you know, it's going to become a lot worse. And just maintain and continue to communicate. But it'll get better in time. But this one's gonna sting. There's nothing about it. So I hope that explains the situation. You know, I don't know how much more detail you want. But again, I've told you where you can go and find this information. And it's just devastating. It's devastating. And can't do nothing about it. It is what it is. I'd like to thank everybody that supported me through this situation, and the people that have held on to the channel and came back. If you don't think I pay attention to the analytics, I do. I look who's seeing my stuff now. I really pay attention to that. Comments at this point will be whether when this video goes public, you know, that some things will not be tolerated, man. I have little to no more toleration for things, so act accordingly. That's another thing I want to say. Act accordingly. I try to act accordingly. There's some people that have said some stuff on some videos that have caught me on the wrong day, and I've said some really harsh shit to them. And I'm telling you, that can become an issue. And that's an issue I do not want. And I've never banned anybody from my channel. I've removed my comments, but not theirs. But toleration will be a fine line. Live shows. Don't know if I'll ever have a live show or be on another live show again. If you want to know about some live shows that I watch, ask me about them. Those guys had really kept me in the game. I will say that. Watching SHOT Show videos and things like that at that point in time, that was a good boost. And thank all those dudes for making those videos. Even the bigger YouTubers. You know, you have to give credit where credit is due. So, it's been tough. We'll get over this and just stay patient. I ain't going nowhere. So it is what it is. Like to thank my old and my new subscribers and just the people that show up on this step now. I could always show you the door, but let's just say the door's locked for right now. Like always, guys, catch you on the next one.